Oh, hi there, and welcome back to Works and Resources Soviet Republic. I'm Ribson32. So last time we constructed our construction centre, I guess, our materials. We're going to make all our materials, everything running in here, which would be great. Having a look through, one thing I have noticed, for some reason we've linked this up to the coal side, but that won't be a problem. We'll just haul it in by truck and we'll leave that connected just for looks, I think. Also, we don't have power to a couple of the buildings. And obviously temperature is low. You do have power. You are missing power. Okay, which is quite a simple fix. So I want to get this area running to a certain degree, and then we're gonna have to work on our next project. Because if we have a look at our money, you may have noticed I have taken a loan. So we've now got 2 loans. We have borrowed 3 million in total. I don't really want to keep taking loans. I want to get ourselves sustainable. We are exporting a little bit of bitumen, power. We're doing a good amount of that as well. I think by getting this area set up and running, admittedly we haven't got steel, we should be able to export the leftover chemicals and building materials that we aren't using while we're constructing. That will bring in a little bit of cash, won't bring in much regularly, but then what we could also consider doing is exporting excess coal and gravel that we've got. Before we get there, what we're going to need to do, we need to get citizens into here and we need to get some power in there. So I think the power is quite an easy fix because we've got a nice little substation there, and we can put this little chap in here. Also, we're going to need to set up distribution centres over here too. I currently have the rubles being built turned off. We can bring you pretty much... It's not like... I'm going to go a bit like more convoluted with power lines, I think, because I can just run these along here and then we're not eating up space that we might want in the future. Nobody knows if we do. Right, we get those constructed. We get the power in here. So with getting people or citizens, our comrades over here, I'm kind of like, I like the idea of there being lots of boats travelling around the island. So I think what we could do is, we've got construction, yeah, we've got loads. No, your construction office. You're a fuel station. We do have office with a load of diggers in it. Was it you? It's not you. Yeah, it is you. Awesome. Cool. So what we can do is we can use this chap here. And we can just extend this out. Let's get the time going, and we can get this extended out here. Now, what I'm thinking is we just put a little. Just make that a bit smaller. We just put in a little passenger drop-off point in here, and I reckon we'll probably go close. I reckon we'll be able to get the majority of the building. Oh no! We want to keep making you bigger. We make you smaller as you do it quicker, or is everyone going to get refilled? Yeah, so I reckon we'll be able to hit most of the buildings. The ones that we can't hit, we can run passengers to the bus stop, but we shall see. Now, is that going to be big enough to get our little passenger hub on here? I think that may be. That's looking pretty perfect. Cool. Right. We will also need a way to fuel these, so maybe we'll get another little fuel depot over here, but it's such a short hop that I reckon that... Yeah, or we could just overland that in, possibly. We are building you? No, we're not. Let's get you built. And then I want to see all the buildings that we can access from this. Okay, that is everyone. That's a cement factory, brick factory, heating, and the bitumen plant. So it is not you guys here. So, how far do you go? So you're not getting them either. Okay, that's fine. And you won't... Well, you might a little bit, so that's cool. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to set up a little shut surface. These buses, we'll keep them coming in from town, and then we'll set up another one which comes across and gets all these, and that should, I hopefully, get us passengers in there. But let's get a ferry over here. Admittedly, we don't really have the buildings without power supply. What? Oh, we'd resolved this. One person over there. Or is it just because, I think it does this at the start of whenever I load the save up, it struggles to get people over there, and that should be a load of people coming. Yeah, there we go. Okay, right. So power should be resolved. We do have more ships coming in, that's fine. You've got 41 workers on you. Yeah, I think we're going to resolve that issue. And when we get more people, it'll be less of a problem. At the moment, we're quite light on people. We do have extra buildings for them to move into. We could import, but I don't really want to do that quite yet. So let's set this route up. You're just going to do a nice little simple hop to there. Nice, off you go. A nice little simple, and this will give us, and we're going to export. We won't be exporting cement. We're going to be exporting bricks, prefab panels, and concrete panels. Okay, cool. Now, who can access the building? You can't get over there either. Okay, well, that's going to be a little bit of an issue. How do we get you guys? Do we need to move this bus station? I'm feeling like we might do. This might have been a bit of a poor location for it. So what happens if we put a bus station? Let's slow time down a little bit. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, because I want to get crops going before we hit spring, or be in a position where we could start crops. So let's not rush too far ahead to bus stops. That's what we're looking for, isn't it? But we just want a really small one. We don't need anything to. Oh, will you fit in here? That would be a much better position for a bus stop. Okay. And then we're going to get rid of you. Okay. Well, that was a waste of cash, but lessons learned. We know, and that's going to give us a nice little. We might be able to hit these areas as well. How are you doing here? Yeah, you get all the buildings that we need. Brilliant. Okay. So let's. Yep, you're gone. Goodbye. And we may need to. We're going to need to get technical. We need to get quite a lot in this area. Now that we've got the snowplows that are required, we're going to need those in this area, and we're going to want some distribution. That is for sure as well. Right, so we're going to get you in here. So let's get the buses set up. So we want to jump from that port to here, to that bus station, and then back. We want one route doing that. Hopefully that will just shuffle some people around. That's what I'm hoping. And where are we going to buy some buses? I think we've got, how many stops we got on that? So 1, 2, 3. So we've got 3 stops, so 3 buses. They don't need to be pretty, they don't need to be like exceptionally big. I'm hoping they'll space out, but we shall see. Buses. We need, we got 50, too much, 40, 60, 80, 52. Okay, well then it's going to be the 40s. I don't want to use the, we want 3 of those. We're already burning through our money. We definitely need to get more self-sufficient and be exporting. We want these chaps to go. Is he going to that? You. Now we're also going to need a gas station in this area as well, aren't we? Oh no, we've got one here. Okay, that is a bit out of the ways, but for the moment, I'm okay with them travelling a bit out of the way. I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. There we go. Cool. So we'll set these buses off. Hopefully, we'll see the workers distributed. We'll have to keep an eye on this, but I think we shall do. At the moment, we don't have coal coming either, so we need to get coal coming in, and we're going to need to manually transport gravel over to this area, but that's fine. We can put in a little distribution centre for that. That shouldn't be too much. Maybe we do that now and then it's set up. Okay, yeah, let's do that now. So we should have. We don't need anything special. We just need a little one, and it's just going to be dedicated for you. And if we could slip you in no. Oh, that would have been too easy. We'd definitely be able to get you over here. Okay, there we go. Cool. And how many buildings do you have? How many vehicles? So you're just the one. Fusion said, okay, that's fine. Well, let's. Okay, we did pay with that with dollars, didn't we? That's not what I want. Oh, you can have 2 vehicles. Perfect. Okay, that worked, because what I'm thinking is we can have. You've got 12 tons. Yeah. Right. Oil tanker. Yes. Okay. This is what mindset is. So what you will do is you will unload here. Perfect. We'll load there, and then in bitumen from here. Oh, that will keep our lost then. That will keep this plant ticking over for a little bit. Should get a technical. No, we're gonna come back and do technical services. They're like luxuries. We're not far off the end of winter. That should be okay. You have got plenty of workers in that. Okay, but we're doing okay. Have power still? Okay, people are a little bit unhappy about things, but as long as we can get through the winter, you're working good. Brilliant. As long as we can get through the winter, we should be okay with that. The buses will be coming on over when they can. They move so slowly on this snow, but we can resolve that. Now what we need to do is we need to make sure that we've got oil coming in here, which is excellent, and we're going to need to make sure we fill this up with fuel. So for that, we're going to want some distribution centres, offices, and no, we can use the vanilla ones, I think. Yep. So you are going to be under the roads. Let's find them properly. And where are they? Parking lot. Oh, you're not under roads. Okay, then you must be under storage. Small. So I think I don't have any space down here. Don't know what we're going to do down there. So we probably want. Going to want a couple. Now what we can do is what I'm planning on doing is using like the distribution office as a little buffer for our resident area. We don't think we're going to want any more. Well, we're going to need more people. That's definite. So let's sort of plan a nice little distribution sort of hub where everyone's going to come out of. And yeah, if we get you a little like this. So I'm just going to put in 2 for the moment. There we go. Or if we can fit a 3rd one. Yes, we can. Oh, that's excellent. Cool. Okay, we'll just build a couple of them, and when our construction officers get up and running, they'll be able to take advantage of this, and that will all squat in there quite nicely and look reasonably neat. That's what we want. Okay, cool. So we're going to build 1. We'll get you up and running. Excellent. Cool. And what we're going to do is we've got fuel coming in. Yeah, we do. We've got oil. We've got oil coming in, but we don't have fuel. So we'll get someone. We'll use this one to ship in fuel to this area, and probably do this fuel station as well. We are going to have to resolve the fuel situation at some points. That is definitely going to need doing, and we only want you to hold bitumen, so just to make sure nothing goes wrong there. Okay. Well, that's being... Oh, it's built. Awesome. Cool. Right, so we just want you to bring in... We're just going to give you oil tankers. Let me just go... Oh, I was thinking then, do we want to go really cheap? But we've got a bit of cash, so let's get all these in there. We want you... We're going to tell it to hit all of these. I know we don't need to worry about that. That can be reasonably slow. So you're going to unload at these 2 areas. Excellent. That is oil and fuel. So we just set this up now. There we go. They'll go in there and you'll load them up. Brilliant. Cool. So you're going to do the job. So that's going to keep oil and fuel in here. Make sure we're able to fuel everyone up. Also, we're going to need this unloading bay set up. So let's do that. That's 105,000. So we're going to get you set up. And the reason we want the loading bay set up is we need to bring coal in pretty soon. I don't want to overland coal. We're already overlanding gravel, and it's just we're not maintaining that. But what we can do is if we use ships to bring in coal and gravel, any excess coal or gravel we can just export. That is the plan. I need to have a look at this. I'm not sure if we have to tell them to unload everything or they'll just sit and unload until this is full and then we can sell it. That's what I'm hoping. That's what we're going to try and do. So for us to do that, what we're going to need to do then is we're going to need a way to export our coal. As you can see, we've got loads of coal stored away here. That is one thing that we are doing very good at. Power is ticking over lovely, which we are selling. And now we must still be building something. And then gravel over here, we aren't doing very good on at the moment. So we're going to need to get more people into our office of gravelness. And that can be done in this area. You see I've flattened this area in preparation. We're going to build over there once we get this a little bit set up. So let's get this set up and then we can move in over there and start on the next little project. So we just want a aggregate loading. That's right. A massive. I wish... Don't have a small one, do we? No, that's fine. And this will help us in the future. So we just need to get this on here, like so. Now we can. I've got vehicles to construct this for us. Okay. Oh, there you go. Get in there. So we can get this placed in here. This would be brilliant. And what we can do is, come on, boys, brilliant. You're in there. Let's just make sure that we can get access to it. We're going to need a little road to it and everything as well. Let's just make sure we've got a nice little flat area to enable this. Cool. And we're not paying for it. We've got our vehicles to come and do that for us, so it's not too bad. Right, I think that should be good. So, you're being built? No, let's build you. That's another 100 grand spent. So we are like running through the cash, but this is going to set up things for the future. But that was kind of how this map, well, I always saw this map as going. We want to get coal in here, and that... Yeah, brilliant. So we're going to get coal in via this. Let's put... I can get you in there. I must have... Or is everyone getting some fuel? They are. Okay. Off you go, guys. We'll let them fuel up. So yeah, so the plan is we'll bring coal in like so, and then we can offload it, which would be brilliant. Then what we're also going to need to do is we're going to need to bring gravel in from over here. So this was a great idea, but it's just not going to be practical for this island. So we're going to get rid of you. And then we need to bring you in quite nicely. Can we get a decent connection? If we can get both of you, that'd be perfect. I don't think we will. Okay, that's fine. So the road is... Bring you like so. Can we? Okay. Well, let's do that. And then we want to... What? Oh, we've got to be that close. Oh, we can still get into there. Right, which one are we joining? Let's get that in like so. We're not going to be able to get that rail through there, so let's not build you that. Okay. What I will do then is, just in case we do want to double track, they're still undecided, I will place you down like so, and we'll leave you like that. Just so that we know that we can get across here and we're not blocking the area if we need it in the future. So we can put you in like here and still get you over. Brilliant. And are we going to get a road through here? Let's put a road in. I'm just worried about us being able to, if we have a fire on it, I don't want to... Yes, that's what we want. I don't want it to catch fire and us lose it. It's going to be quite important to our construction. So let's make sure that we can keep these things around for a bit longer than we need. Yeah. Well, that was going to happen. That's fine. Oh, why are we doing that when we've got mods that we can use? Hang on, let's get rid of you. Like, we've got a mod that will do all this for us. So let's just get rid of you. Pause the game a second. Get rid of this little space here. You here as well. Yeah. Okay. Then we can do... Yeah. Absolutely. I don't know. Why did we... Just want to be this way around. Were you like here? And you're going to keep coming down. Okay. Perfect. Cool. Problem resolved, eh? Good of probably... Are you going to look a bit weird? You're going to look a bit junky. Yeah, you are. Okay. Well, we'll spend the cash because... Oh, we clicked on that button. We'll spend the cash because we want it to look reasonably okay. Just take a little pinch off you and bring you... Yeah, I think that's going to be alright. I don't think that's going to end the world too much. So we can get you built. Get you built. Right, okay, we can turn the time back on. We don't need to go fast. We'll get you built. Excellent. We'll get you constructed. Cool. We're now going to be able to deliver our... That road on there as well. Oh, okay. I didn't realise I built that, but we've got it. We're going to be able to deliver gravel to our dry dock now. How is our excavators? Are they on the way back? They're back in town. Okay, cool. So now what we also want to be able to do is, now that we can deliver that there, we want to be able to deliver the coal there, and then we're going to need a ship. Mods, wasn't it? Then we're going to need a ship to bring the party in and allow us just to be able to... A minute ago. Are you trying? There we go. Excellent, cool. So we'll get you in here. Perfect. That's what we want. And then we'll connect our road up. We do need to do some upgrading of the... I was like, we flatten that to make sure the road can get in there. Are we able to? Wondering now. Oh, I didn't mean to build that, but we have. Take that away. I'm just wondering if we can sneak a little road under here. Yeah. Too high. What about under here? Yeah. Yeah. No. Okay. Worth a try. I thought it was going to be hard to get a road under there, so I didn't even consider it. So what we'll do is we now need to take a road past the... Just so if we need to, we can get the fire brigade in and resolve any problems. So, oh, you can't fit through there. Okay. But you can come through here, is that right? Yeah, of course you can. Get you... About the yay and yay. Perfect. Are you going to come up? Oh, you will. Okay, brilliant. That's what we want. Doesn't need to be super duper smooth, but we're not paying for it, so we can get that into there. That is you set up. Do you have power? You should have power. You have power. Excellent. Cool. Right. Let's get everything built. We're making reasonable progress here. Excellent. That's good. So now what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to sell coal and... or we're going to be able to ship coal and gravel out of here. And let's get this in place. At the moment, we definitely do need to increase our gravel production, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. What we need to buy in here is we want to get ourselves a hopper ship. You're 243,000. That's quite pricey. We've already almost gone through 1 million, and I don't want to do that yet. Well, these ships you can get some big cargoes of these ships, so we want cargo list. I think probably what we're going to do is we're going to go with just one of these motor barges. They're a little bit smaller, but that's fine. We're also going to want to be able to export our building materials. So we're going to get this ship as well. Now let's set these up. So our motor barge, we want to find a little bit of a route here. And what I'm thinking is we come into our aggregate place. I'm guessing we can only pick one up at a time, but that's all we really want. We're going to wait until loaded. And then we're going to come over to here. And we're going to unload coal. Then we're going to sell it. Whatever if we have anything left after that. Yeah. Then we're going to come back. And hopefully this trek is going to buy our facility enough time to be able to fill everything up. And then you're going to fill up with gravel. Actually, I want to test this. I'm not going to say wait until loaded. I'm just going to see what happens when it runs out and how we maintain that and see if it will just fill up what we can. And I'll keep an eye on that. And then you're going to come back here. Going to unload. Are you unloading at this one? You are, yeah. No, you want to be load there. Load gravel. Unload, excellent. And then sell if there's any excess. Perfect. Cool. That'll keep you happy. So let's start that motor barge. And then the other chap here, what we're going to do for you is you're going to come over to our... this one? That's right. You load everything. Yeah, excellent. Now you're going to load. We're going to sell here. 35 panels, bricks. We're not making wood, chemicals. We're not making boards. Nothing to do with uranium. No fabrics. No alcohol. If you can load cement, we'll sell it. But I'm not sure you can, so we don't need to worry about that. I've got no food, clothes. Okay, that's everything we're going to be able to export here. Yep. Okay, good. And then you're going to head off to our bedrooms and you're going to sell that to him. I also want you to come back with a little bit of steel. Tiny little bit of steel. So we're going to say 9%, which isn't going to be tiny little. What's your capacity of steel? Still on it? 1,250. So that's going to be probably like 100 to 120 tons. Okay. That'll be very irregular. And I'm going to do that. It's going to take a while though, because we want you to. It's going to be very. Load here. We got it wrong. Steel. Yeah. Okay. 9%. We'll set it on that. We could just bring. I'm thinking we could just import iron, but we don't want to import iron. We're going to make it. Let's not do that yet. That's something we can do in the future. Cool. We'll send him off, and that'll be brilliant. Also, I've just remembered that this distribution office. So, going here to drop off fuel. Yeah, brilliant. Cool. That'll be good. And that will keep this chap nice and full. As you can see, we're hitting spring and we are not ready for spring. Okay. That might be a little bit of a problem, but that is fine. So this you're heading off? Are you doing anything? Oh, yeah, you are. Cool. Right. So we're just waiting. There you go. Is that you? That is you. Cool. So what I'm hoping is we'll see this now. Let's just keep an eye on this little ship here. We are maybe going to miss the boat on farming, but let's make sure everything is going well. And at least next year we'll definitely have farming. This motorboat's going to come running into here. Hopefully it's going to load up coal, but I'm not sure. Let's just like how the boats work. So I just want to have a look at this and make sure it does what I want it to do. Let's bring you in a little bit quicker. What I'm hoping it will do is it will fill until it can't fill anymore regardless, and I won't have to force it to sit there. You can see we've got loads of coal, so we should sell this. This should, like, we're not going to make a massive amount out of this, but it will be enough to keep us afloat, hopefully. And hopefully the trips won't take too long. So how much are you getting into there? Take a little while to fill up. Okay. How are we doing here? And then we can go and look at setting our farms up. The good thing about farms, though, is we don't need people on them, so hopefully we can get them sowing them and see if we can get that in time. Okay, that appears to take it all. Brilliant, that's what we want. Right. That brings us to this area, and we can at least get this slightly set up, I think. And what we need is, we do have this big island over here, and I want to put a load of farms on that. But I also want to get a little bit of food coming at the moment, because we are like we are not exporting much, and we're not in a position really to export much at the moment. So the best thing for us to do is just to reduce our... Why is that not going away? To reduce our costs. So I think if we have a little look here, so I'll just pause it while we look. Input. So we are like, we've got 16, 20, well, last year. So 30 grand we're exporting in power, 6 grand in bitumen. Now, we're going to be importing a lot less building materials now, which is going to be helpful. But food is going to start to creep up as we get more people. So is clothes, and so is meat. So what I want to do is I want to get in some fields and at least start the process of getting them sowed in this area. What we're definitely going to need then is power. That's not a problem. So let's start with a power supply, which we're going to need in here. Now we should, let's like over prepare this. I think it's going to be the best yet. We can sit you in here quite nicely and run extra powers off, and that's probably going to be more than we need, but 2 is probably not going to be enough. But we could always put a switch in. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah. Okay, we'll use 2. That's just going to have a little, slightly less footprint, smaller footprint, like that. And then we want to have our power cables in like so. Excellent. Cool. Built. And we want off that. And we want you to be built as well. Right. That's going to keep power going to our city. Shouldn't be too interrupted. Now, I'm going to keep, we're pausing the game at the moment because we're against the clock a little bit to get the fields planted. So what we're going to want over here is we're going to go, I'm not going to hold back on fields, I don't think. Is what I want is we're going to have a few fields in this area. They're only going to be small because I don't think we're going to, at this era or this time that we're playing in, is we're going to be able to fit more than that in there. So let's get ourselves a nice little setup over here. And what we can also do is we're going to need fuel in this area as well. Just, okay, we're clipping the, let's get you guys all in here. Now there's going to be a little bit of a travel for our farming vehicles, but as long as we don't hold back with that, I think we should be okay. Now this may be too many, but if we've got more than we need, that is perfect. If we, yeah, and we'll put you in like so, and then if we can get another one in here, hopefully, no, I don't think we are. Okay, that's not a problem. That's a reasonable amount. I think that's going to be, well, that's definitely more than I reckon we're going to need at this stage. What we can do is we can pull you guys all down here, pull in a nice little road like so. Yeah, excellent. Put you into there like that, like this. Okay, cool. Excellent. Excellent. And we're going to need, I mean, do we want it? This is me thinking in my mind. If we could fit, we don't need power in this area, so let's not put power in that area. We do. I have a mod. We could add some smaller fields. We will do that if we need to. But I think just filling this little area up with fields will be excellent. That'll be good. Yeah, I think that should work. So now what we're going to want is, in this area, we're going to want a town, but we're not in the position to set that. We're going to use this as a nice little central road. What I'm thinking. And everything will branch off this, possibly. We may not do that, but what we're definitely going to want is we're definitely going to want farms close to this, or we're definitely going to want a farm. And farms, if I remember correctly, don't need people. Maybe that's changed. Hopefully it hasn't. I was considering using a small barn, but that doesn't have the vehicles that we want on it. So let's not do that. Let's just go, let's stick the vanilla world, and we're going to use an agro farm here. Now, what we can do is, I reckon we can sit you quite nicely. How close can we get you in? Okay. I'm just looking at the, that doesn't matter too much. Can't get one in there, so fine. If we get we're gonna have to sit the farm like this. Maybe one might be, if this is enough, then we'll just keep the one in there, and we'll put you here. And then we've got our conveyor ports, and we're probably gonna run the manufacture side of food, and I'd like to get food, meat, maybe not meat, food at least, some food production and some booze production in this area. Cool, right, so we're going to need to get some power set up here as well. Now, we could, trying to think the best way here, we could sneak a nice little power one in here and see, that isn't going to affect, isn't going to get everywhere, but it will do enough for what we want right now. Yeah, and it isn't going to have a massive footprint, so it isn't going to affect too much. Let's get you built. Okay. Let's turn the time on and get these areas built. You are being built too. Excellent. Okay. And what we should be able... We're going to want some fuel over here too. So let's think about that while we're doing this and get a nice little petrol station in the area. That should be good. We're not going to get too far into this at the moment. We will get this whole town built in the next episode for definite. I'm looking for somewhere. I don't want one way. What are the petrol stations have we got? Extra small? No. Extra... No. Aha. That's kind... No, that isn't what I want either. I was hoping we had one on a right angle, but we don't. So let's pull you off and sit you like here. There we go. Lovely. Cool. And we'll pay for you. Awesome. So now what I want to see, and I just pause the game slightly. We're going to buy some equipment for our farms. We want to get a decent amount of tractors and harvesting in there. So we could probably go for harvesting and another stowing. Yeah, a covered hole. I know we need one of these, otherwise it won't work so much. I think, yeah. Okay. We'll see how that goes. Now, there are no fields assigned. What? Well, take all these. Go. Now, do they head out? Everything's working fine. So they should... Okay, we've jumped the gun there. That isn't too bad, actually. That is a bonus. So we've jumped the gun, and they will head out and get those fields. That is a relief. So we're in a position at least to get the farming started, and then we can get all the production set up along here and make sure that we'll see how much we can produce from this, but this is enough just to export a little bit. That'll be perfect, because what we can do, and this is my thought process also, is any excess food we can deliver to here, which would be brilliant. And then we can ship them out on our little barge. You take food as well? Do. Awesome. And if I remember rightly, food sells for a reasonable amount. And ideally, we don't really want to be selling that, but we're going to. Yeah, it sells better than anything else we're exporting, which is brilliant, apart from chemicals. If we can get chemical production up, but that will be something that will be later on. This factory, it is producing, or it will be producing once we get it all up and running. That is good. And hopefully we can get extra workers in this area. Well, we should definitely be able to get extra workers in this area and to ship, and we'll bust them up to the gravel mine here, because we are low. It looks actually we're low on quarried sources. So that is all going to be in the next episode, is setting up this little micro farming area, we're going to call it, just for a light production of food, booze and crops, which we can also send to make our chemicals and just reduce our imports. Maybe even get some wood. Actually, that would be a good idea. So if you enjoyed the episode, guys, please hit that thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you've enjoyed it enough, and maybe comment below. All right, guys, take care. Ciao.